Hello and welcome to another episode of the Contractor Grow Show. My name is Mark Lamberth. I'm your host. And today I'm speaking with Andy Onofrio at Onofrio Construction in Raleigh. Andy, thanks so much for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, so I'd love to hear from your words just the services that you provide to your customers.
So we're mainly focused for the last 25 years on working for homeowner associations, and we do, I say all the re-roofing, re-siding, repainting, anything on the exterior that HOA might need, and occasionally we'll remodel clubhouses and get to do flooring and some of the other stuff that we don't touch a whole lot.
Gotcha. So would that be considered more commercial then, the work you guys
Yes,
are
I
doing?
have to have a commercial license to do that kind of work.
Okay. Fantastic. Interesting. And so, I mean, that's you guys' bread and butter is working with homeowners associations around Raleigh, essentially.
Yeah, we work in the whole triangle. We even branch out because a lot of our customers cover the whole state, and some even go into South Carolina. So we're licensed in both states. We will travel to like the Triad and Greensboro area, Winston-Salem.
Okay. Fantastic. How many people do you have on your team right now?
17.
Wow. Okay. Great. And then I'm always curious. I mean, when folks are, really kind of networked into a business like working with homeowner associations, I mean, how have you grown that? Is it just all complete word of mouth? Have you reached out to homeowner associations? How has that business grown like that?
I just lucked into it. Like I think a lot of people end up whatever niche they may be in. Before I started my own company, I worked for a guy and his sister was the president of an HOA and they needed a paint job. And so we bid on it and won it, obviously, because I didn't have the same overhead as some of the bigger guys at the time.
Uh-huh.
And then we just kept picking up more jobs and word would spread. So yeah, that's word of mouth is a lot of how it happened.
Amazing. And then here in the last couple of years, you also started a restoration company.
Yeah, in 2023, those same customers came to me and said, "Hey, you're missing a lot of the rebuild opportunities because you don't do the mitigation piece." I said, "Okay, hold my beer, I got you." And went out and bought some equipment and started doing a little bit of work in 23 and some more in 24. And we did a large fire rebuild in 2024. And I just fell in love. Being a former Marine, I love taking care of people, protecting people, and then being able to mesh that with everything I've done in my entire adult life professionally. It was just, okay, this is the way we're going. And we turned it on full steam last year. And so now we also have a restoration company as well.
Amazing. And so as a restoration company, is that then dealing mostly with the residential customers?
It's a lot of residential because since we are new, those tend to be a little bit smaller and take less equipment and less staff. And then as we grow, we're going to try and venture into doing commercial work. We've done a few already. A school library flooded, but even in the HOA world, when one townhouse floods, the adjacent units get affected as well. So it ends up being some larger loss too.
Sure. What's the difference between working with kind of residential customers in the restoration space versus working with homeowners associations in kind of more of the commercial capacity?
It's a little bit easier. You're dealing with one decision maker. In the HOA world, the decision maker isn't actually the homeowner, and that makes it really complex because they want, it's their biggest asset, and they want it done the way they want it done, but they're not the one writing the check. And so you have to learn how to walk that tightrope to be able to keep them happy and do a good job, but also stay within the constraints you're given by the people writing the check.
Interesting. And then I'm curious, Andy, like I've talked with a number of different companies that have been smaller. They've grown to have a larger team. And then some of them actually gotten smaller again, just worked with subs. And, there's been different reports on profitability of going those different ways. How have you decided to have a team of 17 versus working primarily with subs? I mentioned you work with a lot of subs as well, but how do you make a decision around that, having full-time team versus working more specifically with guys with their own license and all their own stuff?
Well, we only keep, I think we're at 7 in-house techs right now, and we do the smaller emergency type stuff. So somebody reports a roof leak or a window leak, or if a water heater bursts, so that we can be fast react. And that way I have my own guys, I have better control. But anything outside of that, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Anything outside of that, we use subcontractors for. And so if it's more than a day, we're not going to be doing it in house. We don't have the staff for that, with the crew, the equipment.
Okay.
We're scaling back on some of that larger stuff. I have pump jack scaffold we haven't touched in 10 years. So it's getting ready to go up for sale.
Here, yeah. Interesting. And have you noticed, I mean, with the strong referral work and with the, tight niche that you guys are in with homeowners associations, this may not be as much of an issue for you. I mean, some contractors, builders have noticed kind of a slowdown here in the last year. Have you seen that as well, or are things just pretty steady with the niche that you're in?
No, it's the restoration world has helped us out a lot, but we did have a slowdown. Some of that was self-inflicted too. I had some bad actors in my house for a little while, and that kind of tarnished our reputation for a little bit. And we had to rebuild and show back up and show consistency, and that we were recovering from what they had caused. But in general, both restoration and the HOA world are kind of recession proof for the most part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe that. Interesting. Well, how far did you say, Andy, that you guys will go kind of around the Raleigh area? And what's your sort of geographic footprint that you guys work in?
So just in this area, we're routinely in a 50-mile radius from our office. We're right by the airport. But we do service Winston-Salem, High Point, all the way out to the Triad. We've done some work in South Carolina. We just went down to Columbia, South Carolina, to bid on a project, and we do stuff all the way out at the coast in Wilmington. We just travel where our customers are, and they have offices everywhere. So we go wherever they are.
Gotcha. Okay. Fantastic. Well, if folks are in radius, kind of Triad cities, Winston-Salem, 50-mile radius around Raleigh, looking for a great restoration company, or if you're listening to this, you are part of a homeowner association looking for a new company to work with to help you do all of your construction, what are a couple of good ways to get in touch with you guys, Andy?
So our main number is 919-322-5020. That'll get you during the day to the main office. After hours, it rings directly to my cell phone. I answer all the 24/7 on call, so that'll get you right to me at any time. Or you can go to our website, onofrioconstruction.com or ocirestoration.com.
Okay. Great. So it's 919-322-5020 or onofrioconstruction.com. So ONOFRIO construction.com.
Yep, you got it.
All right, Andy. Well, thanks so much for coming on the show today and telling us a story about your company.
Yeah, thanks, Mark.